So let's talk about the Lex Express because I'm curious. You said that Vince laid all this out ahead of time. When did you first see the bus and understand the accommodations and what the expectation was going to be? Do you really find that out after the fact? I know you said
Well, yeah, everything was as it went. I got on the bus. I go, am I sleeping on the bus? Or no, we'll put you in a hotel at night, but you're gonna be on the bus. We might fly you to a couple ones that are really long, or we might fly you home one time for a couple of days to see your family, but you're gonna be on that bus from 5 in the morning to a lot of times we drive to the next city to get at 2 in the morning. I lost 10, 15 pounds.
Oh, wow.
I was doing shakes and bars all day. I was on like a forced low carb diet. I didn't get time to eat. They had me doing morning media with the radio and TV morning shows in each city. I'd do like a mall appearance with a huge line for like 3 hours of autographs. The turnout, the first appearance we did was in Massachusetts, some famous discount store called Spags or something. They're closed now, but it was a famous store. They did a count. They said there were 7,000 people there.
Oh my God.
I signed autographs for 5 hours, and they brought the last 3,000 people through just to shake my hand because they had to get me on the next city. And I felt bad about that, but there were 7,000 people there. We did a tour with no social media. I don't know how they pulled it off, but everywhere I went, the bus got surrounded. When I go to the malls were packed. And I don't know how they even got the word out back then because we didn't have the iPhones and stuff back then.
Right.
And it was really well done. The tour was very successful. They had a lot of momentum with the tour. The fans were revved up. I mean, I would go, I remember I did a Denver. It was real hot, over 100 degrees in Denver in the summer. You get real hot there in the summer. And we were at Toys R Us. Talk about old school. And they wrapped around the whole Toys R Us twice, the crowd. They called the fire department because people were passing out. The fire department brought big coolers of water to hydrate everybody because they had to take people off to the hospital. People were fainting. And it was crazy, Conrad. I mean, I was at that Toys R Us because I wanted to sign everybody's, after staying on hot sun, I wanted to sign everybody's autograph. And I was there for like 6 or 7 hours signing autographs until they pulled me out of there and I shook some hands and left. But the tour was crazy. I went to they got pictured me on Mount Rushmore on top of the bus. The reason we got that picture on top of the bus was I tried to get out of the bus and all the tourists rushed the bus. We had no security and it got really bad. So we got me back. There was all the bikers. I think Sturgis was maybe that time of year before we did Hog Wild.
Yeah.
And the bikers got around the bus to protect me.
Oh, wow.
The crowd was like out of control. And the camera guys, I want to get that shot. So we had a fire escape up top of the roof. I climbed through the roof of the bus. I squeezed through this little fire escape thing on top of the bus, like a air vent. I stood on top of Lex Express. We got that it was almost kind of an iconic shot.
Yeah.
In front of Mount Rushmore there on a beautiful day. Not a cloud in the sky. It was a really good shot. But we had some crazy moments like that. We'd go to a rest stop even. The bus would get rushed. We'd go to a big, like Flying J's rest stop, and the bus we had no security. So they'd lock me in the bus and get me a snack or a hot dog or something. So I lost 10 or 15 pounds I didn't eat any junk food back then.
So who was on the bus with you? Your driver and who else?
Hank and the PR guy. That was it. We're a 3-man gang. That was it. No security, nothing.
So the PR guy, he's the one coordinating all the radio and TV and all that jazz.
He was a pro. He was a Hollywood guy. They hired him. And he was really good.
Well, what did you think of the idea the first time you heard it? Of almost because this is the sort of thing that we're familiar with hearing about back in that day with campaigns. So if someone's trying to get elected for an office, whether it's the president or whatever, then people are going to campaign and they might have a bus like this that's wrapped and they're going to go meet the people and all that jazz. Was that the way it was expressed to you? And what did you think about that, a campaign in wrestling?
I still get those posters, kids of Sage, since the millennials now bring up to the table. They were kids when they had those posters like you have up there. And I signed all kind of those pins. The Lex Express pins.
Yes.
That you pin on old school. I still, people bring those up all the time for me to sign the tables when they send me out at appearances still. Crazy. So it turned out the PR guy, he was real sharp with the media and everything. He did a great job. But as we got closer to SummerSlam, and Pride asked me, man, I can't wait till you get to Detroit. You win that belt. I go, I'm not winning the belt. I think I told you this before, but he's like, he was a Hollywood guy, worked with in the movies, everything. He's like, what do you mean you're not winning the belt? Why are we doing this? I go, well, they're setting it up for maybe WrestleMania in the spring, but I go, I'm not winning the belt. He goes, he was not only devastated, he goes, well, I don't know a lot about wrestling, but he goes, I know a lot about entertainment. And he goes, if you don't win that belt at SummerSlam, he goes, your career is over.
Wow.
He goes, you're dead in the water. He goes, did you get this kind of buildup in the crowds we've had and you don't come through? He goes, your career's over. He goes, you're dead. So I was thinking that as the balloons are coming out of the ceiling, I go, maybe somebody's out letting the air out of the tires of the bus in the parking lot and the balloons are coming down. I go, and my PR guy's voice was ringing in my ears. Your career is over. You're dead in the water. He said, fortunately, he was wrong, Conrad. But he said, you'll never endure that kind of letdown. Because fans get revved up for something like this. People in entertainment business, he goes, and you don't come through.
Right.
I work with movie scripts. Because man, you're dead. Your career's over.
My gosh.
Oh my gosh.
So
thankfully it was wrong.
When I look at my research, I see that you're not on all the house shows, but you're on a handful of house shows, but you're on a lot of almost all the television. And in these days, this is before the big guaranteed money is there. So you're being paid on the house. I'm not asking for specifics, but do you feel like you were compensated fairly while you're out doing all this promotion, but not actually wrestling? Because that was a switch, right? Normally you'd be working in the ring and now you're still working, but you're not running the ropes and taking bumps. But did it affect your pay in a negative way, or did they keep you about the same, or did you?
Negative. I didn't get paid all summer.
What?
I got zero.
What?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
I wasn't working. You know how it was back then. I didn't have a guarantee contract like WCW, so I didn't come out on a guarantee with Vince. You know how Vince paid back then. I know you probably know more about it than I do, but because you're such a historian. But my contract wasn't guaranteed. If you don't, no play, no pay. So yeah.
Oh my goodness.
At least they paid my hotel.
Well, okay, so let's talk about that, because there's been a narrative that's out there that, oh, Lex didn't like being on the bus. He wanted to stay at the Marriott. And I'm thinking anybody who's villainizing that has never actually stayed on a bus. The Marriott wins. It's much better than taking
I love Bruce. He hypes it up, but Bruce was like, Lex was a prima donna from the start. I said, is this our guy? I went on the road. We're staying at like a Super 6, or the Super 8. What do you call it?
Yeah, Super 8.
Super 8 or Nights In. So I go, Vince. And Vince is a workout guy. I go, Vince, I'm not a snob on hotels. I can sleep anywhere. I'm glad I'm not sleeping on the bus. But I go, I got to eat, man. I got to have at least a hotel that has, I get a breakfast, or when I get back at night, I can get some kind of meal. I'm doing appearances all day long. I told you I lost 10 or 50 pounds. That was the deal with the hotel. All I wanted was a hotel that had a restaurant. And so that was what was bad, the hotel thing. But Bruce had his own way of telling it, and I like it because it kind of tells throws some controversy in that day, and he had made it interesting. Like Vince's, Lex's parallel, like they would pull stuff off of me. I got to know the camera guy, and I was checking in a hotel once a day, and I was goofing around with the people at the desk and the camera guy about, I want a suite.
Yeah.
They made it look like I was actually for real. I was just joking around with the camera guy, and the people at the desk. They didn't show them laughing and us
I
cutting
got
up
you.
about it. They made it look like I actually was demanding a suite. I was like this phony like prima donna. So which I thought I loved it. It was good. It made Bruce's side of the story, and it made the tour look more intriguing. But that wasn't really what was going down. I thought the tour was done great. It was exhausting, but I really enjoyed it for the most part. I got tired sometimes,
Sure.
but because we went, I mean, like 16, sometimes 18-hour days.
Yeah, let's talk about that because I have in my notes here that you would wake up at 5 a.m., eat breakfast, and then go do morning drive radio at multiple stations, do an autograph session, and then go do
Morning
midday.
talk shows. I would go out with the weatherman outside,
Yes.
all the local. But man, I did it all in that thing. Go to shopping malls like in the morning, another one in the afternoon for autograph sessions at a shopping mall.
Yeah, so think about this as a day. Wake up at 5 a.m., do breakfast, go do multiple radio stations, then go do morning TV, do an autograph session, then go do the midday news.
TV, the noon show.
That's right. And then go do an afternoon session, autograph session at a mall, like you were saying. But now it's
Primetime media.
That's right. Then you got to do drive home radio, like, the PM drive, afternoon drive radio. Then you're going to do the evening news. And then it's time to get to the next.
Get out of the bus, either go to the hotel, maybe, and go to the gym if I could.
Right before bed. Like you're talking.
Drive to the next city so I could be there for the 5 a.m.
It's unbelievable the stress that you were under there, and to know that you weren't getting paid is just crazy.
I got zero pay that whole summer.